This is the Team Objection Podcast for December 7th, 2021, episode 508. And we are here and we decided, Hot Takes was so much fun last week that why not just run it back and maybe the opinions will be even spicier. I know mine will be.
We're like the Suns. We're just running it back.
No talking about the Suns, Dave. Until the end. Because I have one thing I want to say. I had this great idea for a podcast, by the way. For an episode, not like a spinoff, not like a different podcast.
Guys, that is a great idea for a podcast. It's called Objection.
Yeah, you guys actually won't be a part of it. I just want to bounce some ideas off you. I was going to take it somewhere else. So here's my idea. So there's been a lot of podcasts lately that are just looking back on the actors looking at the TV shows that they've been on. Office Ladies is probably the biggest one. I know It's Always Sunny just did one too. We should totally do something like that. And we just intersperse it every once in a while. We don't need to do every episode because we have a million. But I think that'd be really fun.
This fits right into the idea that I've kind of been saying, we might need to go back and take some of our old takes or old segments we used to do and run them back without listening to them again.
I didn't even think about that, and that's a great idea, actually. So my approach is just going to be what the episode was about, kind of generally, how we recorded it, where we were. Another reason why we don't probably want to do every single episode, because a lot of that is going to start being the same. And then other fun facts about it. If we actually take a look at what we talked about and chronicle what our changed takes are now, that's a gold mine. We get a whole season out of that.
There was one I happened to stumble across for some reason lately where we discussed, I don't even remember the name of the segment anymore. It was where we compared something now and then. It had a buzz in it. I know that. But we compared Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and 3 and Power Wheels. So I'm sure you have no idea what you talked about, Sean. So it'd be very fun to hear
man, and half the time, even I was thinking headlines. We do headlines. I was in such a manic state for half of those. I don't even remember what the take was.
It was contrary. You're contrarian. I know that.
But you know what? I'd probably be I wouldn't necessarily agree, but I'd be I understood where I was coming from. I understand that guy. I get it. I don't necessarily relate, but I get it. So I think we should do that. It would be a little bit of prep work, only in the sense of it would probably be best if we at least summarily listen to the episode, a cursory listen.
Yeah, it could work. I mean, this is also something that fledgling out of ideas shows do to try to span their life a little bit longer. So maybe we're at that point. I don't know.
No, but I had the idea from something like Office Ladies, where the show, in that case, it was over. But It's Always Sunny is not over, and they're just hey, we're going to do it's a different thing. It's a different medium, and we're just going to get three, in the case of It's Always Sunny, funny people to talk about whatever. And a lot of times it just spins off into whatever, and ours can do that too. I think it'd be fun.
Director's commentary. Yeah. I don't know. I like Doug's hot take of Sean leaving for his own podcast. This would make our podcast easier, so I like your idea, Doug. I mean, it would make my life easier if Sean had his own.
I think you would miss him after a while.
I think you'd miss me immediately. I don't think a second would go by that you didn't miss me.
I don't know. Chris and I have done a show together. It goes fine.
Yeah, and you miss me during those.
No.
You wistfully think of, wow, I wish Sean was here.
It's a lot more quiet, a lot more
that
level.
I believe. All the dead air that's created because I'm not in there jumping in all the time.
Who would even argue that point?
You actually get to hear Chris talk.
Right. Who? Me? To be fair, I was dealing with a work thing because we're live now, so there's nothing I can do about those anymore. The only thing I would say in passing is that, in theory, one of the ways you could approach it is by doing a rolling decade later approach. We had our first episode in the early parts of 2011, and most of them sucked. So we can't do our 10-year retroactive, although we sort of spoke about it when we did the 10th year anniversary episode. But they started getting more regular around that summer, so now you're going to get to the point where, other than the weeks that we skipped, we now have, 10 years ago, this was a pretty good episode. So we don't have to do it every week, but maybe when an especially compelling one comes up, that's when we trigger it.
So in my head, I want to do the first episode, just because that's rich. I'm sure it was terrible. I know it was terrible, but I still think it'd be great. And I know I want to do the Rebecca Black episode, because I just remember that one a lot. I remember having a lot of fun on that one. So
Friday's a banger, a certified. It slaps, I think, is what people say,
does.
right?
It does indeed slap. And where we were then, I don't think we were like, this is actually pretty good. I think we were like, this is hot trash. And now looking back, we're older, we're wiser, we understand good music better. So I think that's great. And in both of those cases, we recorded in different locations. We were at different parts in our life. It's great.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, to someone's point in the chat, I mean, it's sort of what you want to go for. I have listened to podcasts or other media where the hosts sound too similar, and it's distracting at times. I mean, I guess if you really get used to it, you can tell the subtleties, but there are certainly some times where there's either podcasts who have regular hosts or certain guests, and you're like, if I don't have a video component, I don't even know who's talking half the time. I don't think there's a lot of debate between who's talking with Dave and Sean. It's usually pretty clear. From subject matter, from microphone destruction, from tone of voice, timbre. He's clearly upset about the whole prospect. So.
That was not my fault. That was not my fault.
I don't know who else's fault it would be.
You saw it just like fell in my lap.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Technical difficulties.
You're lucky you have video evidence of this.
Yeah,
That's
well,
true.
so Dave's voice is so bad, I think, like, being around us kind of, makes it elevate a little bit. Like how a good script can improve an actor's performance. I think, Dave, your silence means you're
Speaks
agreeing.
volumes.
Yeah.
Yep. My voice is just the worst. The worst. Although my voice has not changed in 10 years like yours has, so that's wonderful.
Has mine changed?
Oh, yeah. Listen to the old ones, man.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
how so?
Well, you have energy for one thing.
I didn't have energy back then?
Not in the very, very beginning.
Oh,
and you could even hear that
no.
more on the old radio
I was
show, which is
trying
one
to-
other thing we could do as a retrospective.
Oh, yeah, that'd be true. I was
We're-
trying to sound too smart.
Yeah, you sounded almost monotone.
Wow.
And look at you now.
Get me to shut up.
Fuck, work sound effects. Everything's falling apart. We're doing it live. I'll
Man.
fix that. Here, I'm going to switch to the hot take slide.
So here's...
All right.
Okay,
Oh, you
so-
have anything you want to do in the intro for? Oh, that was the thing.
Yeah,
in
that was the
intro.
thing.
All
But
right.
the last thing I'll say on that, go ahead and switch it over.
Okay, got it.
For anyone listening,
There.
if you want to get the most... I want to do the hand thing. If you want to get the most enriching experience out of the next podcast, listen to our first episode. You don't need to listen to the whole thing. You can just come in here and there, and then you'll really be prepared for, like, you're going to know what we're talking about. You're going to see the difference. A spoiler, it's going to be a lot. And then we'll all embark on it together. And we're going to have commentary. If you have commentary about it too, even better. This is my homework assignment for you. That's what people love listening to a podcast. They want to get assigned homework. It's great. Okay, that was my intro thing. I'm ready. Dave, you said take as hot as the sun, if I remember correctly.
That is verbatim what the text said to you.
Yes,
Exactly.
you were
got
like,
it.
I'm going to blow you away. That's what you said?
See, the problem is that last week I had no hot takes. I only had reactions to your guys' hot takes. This week, I have a hot take.
You're too mellow.
I have
But you have a hot take now. But like last week, you're too even keel.
Yeah, I have a hot take.
Okay.
The state in suburbia right now of Christmas decorations is out of whack and horrible. Inflatable Christmas decorations need to be banned. I want to go in front of my HOA board and ban inflatable Christmas decorations. Maybe I'm a curmudgeon. Maybe I'm a traditionalist who likes lights. I don't mind light setups where you wrap your lights around trees and have them flickering to the music or anything like that. But inflatables are the dumbest things ever. I hate them. That's my hot take.
But like, why? You didn't even say why.
Why? Because when I walk out and there's like certain things, there's people who put like an inflatable thing that says leave presents here, and it's in their grass in the middle of their yard. It's like, well, that's dumb. Why would you leave presents in the middle of your grass? Or somebody has a inflatable thing that just says, that has a picture of Clark Griswold and said National Lampoon's Vacation. As much as that movie is beloved, it's just kind of like almost an advertisement for National Lampoon. Or
I
people
don't
put
know.
a minion in a Santa hat. It's just like,
You
some of these
know,
things are going so far from Christmas. I hate it.
you've had some good hot takes lately. I don't know about this one. Unless you have a story about like someone's inflatable thing, like got caught in the wind, came over, took Caitlin down the street, like you didn't find her. Then I'm like, oh, I really understand it. It's just like, I think it says more about you than the inflatables.
That's fine. They're also super depressing during the day when everyone turns them off, and they're all flat and dead on the grass during the day when you're walking around. And people in Arizona especially want to be outside during the day, so it is kind of depressing in that way.
I don't think you should have more than a couple. I have seen entire Christmas displays of dozens, and to me that is severe overkill because, like you said, during the day it's like this strange graveyard of inflatable nothingness and just like nylon stretched across the grass, or what would be grass. We do have one house nearby here as you drive in the neighborhood next to ours that stuck one of them up on a tree, like coming off of a tree. They have an inflatable snowman, and I was like, okay, I kind of like that. That sticks out a little bit. That's different, at least. It's not just like low effort. Because, you know, I used to think the same way about the net lights that you would drape over bushes. Mm-hmm. It was just like, okay, so it's fine as part of a package, but for some people that was like their only decoration. They do one line along the roof and like cover the couple bushes with a net, and it's like, you spent 10 minutes on this. I'd rather you either go harder than that or don't bother.
This is such a dad take. Talking about the state of decorations.
I said suburbia.
I was going to say, like 10 years ago, you would have done this. Well, you probably would have still. But
look, Doug makes the most fantastic point in the chat, too, is what he hates about inflatables is they break so easily. Yes, that's part of it, too. Like, a strong gust of wind comes, and all of a sudden a blade of grass hits it, and there's a hole in it, and the whole thing's dead.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Or the weather up here where you can have hail or sleet or ice, or it's pretty fraught times for inflatables in a place with snow.
Yeah, there's just something so nice about walking and just seeing a house nicely decorated with lights, you know, even if they're flashing, changing colors, anything like that. It just illuminates the neighborhood. Inflatables just look like, man, your yard is full of stuff. Great. I'm glad your yard is full of stuff that now you can't even enjoy your front yard.
And it should be noted that I think this is, you have to go with the more specific approach because it's hot takes. You're required to bring something that's at least something. You can't just be like, I don't like inflatables. You'd be like, great. Like, that's the coldest take I've ever heard. There also is such a thing as just bad decorations in general, even light displays. Some people go way too crazy on them, and there's too many packed into one area, and it doesn't make any sense. So in general, it's just about, like, make sure it makes sense. Inflatables can be a part of a display that makes sense. Just don't, like, go crazy. Don't only do them. Don't pick bad ones. Don't do giant ones. Just, you know, find your niche.
I have one last opinion, though, on Christmas decorations.
You better save it with this last opinion, because I'm looking at the judges.
You know what?
I'm getting a lot of thumbs down.
I don't care what you say.
A lot of I'm just letting you know the judges are not happy.
In fact, all the judges are inflatable, so I can understand their bias.
One judge is tying a noose together over there. I don't know what that's about. He must really not like your take, but yeah, do you see him? He's there.
Oh wow.
The judge is Snoopy on top of his doghouse, an inflatable thing, right? That's because that's Christmas now. What I would love to see more often is houses cooperating on their Christmas lights. I saw one in a neighborhood where there were two houses, on the opposite sides of the street. They hung a strand of Christmas lights across the street going into a cul-de-sac, and it says like Merry Christmas over the top. And then I saw two other houses where they combined their lights together, and it had like Santa's reindeer traveling from one house to the other. And I thought it looked really cool. Also, I just like the idea of camaraderie and people like cooperating with one another. So I wish that happened more often.
This is dangerous because that is neat, and I wish we did see more of that, especially when you had neighbors who coexisted, but you're walking down a slippery slope that leads to what happened in Sean's parents' neighborhood, where it goes from like inclusiveness and shared upbringings to forcefulness and fuck you if you don't observe Christmas.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful with that one. I do think when appropriate, by all means, like that's neat. I haven't really seen much like that up here, but in general, I think it's going to take people who know each other already. I don't think you can do it if you're just like, oh, we've talked once in a year and we've never spoken for more than 5 minutes. I don't think that's going to go well.
See, Dave is the type of guy I think he would be like, excuse me, neighbors, there's actually a light mandate this year.
That is not me.
I'm sorry, it's required.
I am the total antithesis of that. Like, you do what you want with your house, dude. If you want to cooperate with me, let's work together, but I'm not going to make you do anything.
Dave's like, you don't have to put up lights. You just have to move out if you don't. So it's not a mandate. It's just strongly recommended, but you have a choice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I am the one who snitches on everyone. Excuse me, the grass hasn't been cut so far this weekend. It is beyond the minimum half-inch requirement, so I need you to get fined.
Your car was parked a millimeter up the curb, and that's illegal, and it's going to mess with the trash pickup. So if you could just move that within the next several hours, that would be terrific.
I have literally gotten HOA notices and ripped them up and thrown them in the trash.
I was going to say, Dave furiously dialing the HOA. Excuse me, I need to talk to the manager.
Nope, I have literally ripped them in the trash and be like, well, I guess I'll pay this when I move. That's it.
Or I'm dead.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, Sean, it's your turn for a hot take. I'm going last again.
I have a hot take. So I've waffled a lot. I have a hot take. I do have a hot take. It's not a question. It is a fact.
Thank God. This is the third time you've said it. I hope it's locked in.
I've waffled a lot in the past on now I'm debating which one to do. I am going to do this one. So I've waffled. I think I've established that I've waffled in the past a lot on cyclists. I've been a cyclist. I've not been a cyclist. I've been kind of for them and against them. I'm now firmly against cyclists. Here's the thing. Here's the hot take. Because especially living on Flag, you have to be like, I really support cyclists. And like, we got to make a spot for them on the road and all this. Cyclists, okay, are they like the dumbest people in the world? Because they just want to do everything the hard way is what I found out. Like, they just insist on making things hard for them and hard for everybody else. You know, like they're like the type of people who you could copy and paste a paragraph, an article. They're like, you know what? I'm going to manually type the whole thing. They have like lanes that are made for them, but they insist. I was behind a lady. She had a baby carriage on the thing, which, like, you know, don't put your, that's just a recipe for disaster.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. To put your baby carriage on the back of a bike, you're just asking
is
for
it a trailer? Is it a trailer
Yeah.
or actually a seat on the back?
It's a trailer.
There's nothing wrong with a trailer. That is literally what they're
it's
designed
even
for.
worse. What if I had said a seat? Would that have been?
The seat was way worse because if you fall over on a bike in the seat, then the kid's going to fall over
Pretend
with
it's
it.
a
You
seat
can't fall
then.
over with a trailer.
Pretend it's a seat. It was a trailer, but pretend it's a seat. So she's waiting to make a left-hand turn. And I'm just and like there's a lane, there's a thing that she could just go do. And it would be fine for everybody. But she's like, no, I got to be in the middle of the road. You got to wait behind me. I'm going to take 40 minutes to have an opening for this left-hand turn. It's just driving me crazy. And I can't go. She's right in the way. Her and her stupid baby.
So you're right in the sense that cyclists do like to make everything hard because they can take a situation in which you can get in your car and drive somewhere in about 3 minutes to make it take 45 minutes. So
yeah. Or they have a bike lane and they're like, no, you know what? It's my right to go in the middle of the road. I'm a cyclist and I can do whatever I want. And it's like, yes, you can, but it's annoying and it's just harder for everyone.
What I don't understand is I don't understand the riding in the road. I'm with you on that. And I don't understand the turning left at a light. Like if I am riding a bike, I ride in the bike lane. And then if I want to turn left on a street, I cross at the crosswalk and then I cross at the other crosswalk to go that way. And then I continue on. I'm not going to make traffic wait. That's insane to me.
That's all I'm saying. So, but you know what, Dave? It's not enough to just say, like, let's make small concessions. I think cyclists need to just like be, I don't know what's a hot enough take. Ban them from the road, destroy all give them a ticket. I don't know.
Here's the hot take. Sean is encouraging global warming. That's what he's encouraging.
That's fine. You know what? That's fine. You can carpool and that's fine. Just don't ride your baby in the middle of the road and to make things inconvenient for me.
Chris, capture that sound clip, please, of "Don't ride your baby in the middle of the road." That's a great sound clip for Sean.
When we go back to having a minute-long intro like we did in the first episode, We'll use that.
I don't know. I agree with you. This isn't even a hot take, because I agree with you so much because there are so many cyclists who have this self-righteousness is not even the right word.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they just do it because they can. And now, Dave, I don't know if you have this in Phoenix. We have like what do you call those things, Chris? They're like little curb things that now like you would have in a parking spot at the end.
They're essentially like dividers.
Yeah, they're now in the road that are blocking the bike lane, which I think they must have done some kind of research or studying that was like, this is actually effective. But I'm thinking if I'm in the bike lane, I'm all over the place. I'm listening to music. I'm, tired. I'm distracted. So maybe I'm texting on my phone while I'm riding my bike. I'm going to hit that curb. Then I'm going to go over the curb right in the middle of the road. If a car hits me when I'm on a bike, that's probably not good. If a car hits me when I'm flat on the ground, that's much worse.
So we come to the crux of the situation. Sean's a shitty cyclist, and this is the problem. This is why he's angry about this, is he can't properly be a cyclist.
I wish cycling was easier. I always want to do it, and then I do it, and I'm like, I'm so excited at first. Then I do it, and I'm like, wow, this sucks. This is just, I'm tired. My legs hurt. My butt hurts. Why do people do this? It's not fun.
I don't like every other thing in your life, Sean. All you want to do is overcome that mountain. You want to master the challenge. But cycling, you're giving up on. I understand it.
No, but it's like because I would cycle to a workout. And it's like, well, now I'm just tired for the workout, and cycling wasn't a good exercise. It's just like it's a mess. But also with those dividers, Dave, then like it's not good for the cars either. It's just annoying all the way. No, we're just making too many concessions. That's my hot take. We're making too many concessions for cyclists. They don't want to use the bike lane. They don't get a bike lane. That's what I think. Vote for Sean. 2024.
The dividers are supposed to make them use the bike lane so they don't flip over into the regular lane.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like it's like too much. It's too much. We're doing too much for cyclists. It was actually really funny. Doug said, a reminder to Charlie Day, I just told Maisie this weekend that more than once people have said, you sound like Charlie from It's Always Sunny. And I was like, I can't believe you never have heard that, or it's never crossed your mind, because I hear it all the time.
I mean, I can see it. So
anyways, that's all. That's my hot take. It's too much for cyclists. Let's rein it in. Let's rein it in. They're not people. I mean, they are, but like they don't get to be their own like subsect of whatever.
It's just, I mean, it comes down to what we've talked about before. Just be courteous, maybe, and
it's too late.
You
know, they had their chance. They had their chance. It's too late now.
Cool.
To me, this seemed more like a vendetta against that one particular woman than it did against all cyclists. But luckily, it expanded beyond that, because for a while there, it looked like just this one woman.
Yeah, but she's just like, it's like it illustrates all the problems.
Yeah, it's emblematic.
Yeah.
You know, the problem is cyclists need protection. We should be encouraging more of it in general, but cyclists, just like drivers, suck overall. The difference is they have less protection than people in cars, so it's not as noticeable sometimes. But the number of times I've watched, whether I'm walking or riding a bike myself or driving, and seeing cyclists just outright run stop signs, failure to signal, it's just, if anything, to me, when I was on a bike, I was like, I need to be more cautious because I'm going to lose any fight I get into with any vehicle that's not another bike. So I should be more careful, not more cavalier. You
know what's weird, though, is I almost respect the ones who are cavalier more, because it's like, at least you're taking advantage of being on a bike. If you're just like, I'm like a car, it's like, just go get in a car. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's stupid.
He respects the people that piss him off the most.
In a way, but that's what, like this lady in the thing in front of me, for example, she should have taken advantage of it, but she was trying to be a car. We've arrived at my main issue. Cyclists trying to be cars when they're on bikes.
Can you save us, Chris?
No.
What do you mean save us? That was the best hot take. Somebody even said, this is hot. I'm reading it right in the chat. Which I like to think it's a hot take, but also like, oh, wow, he's on fire right now.
I thought you were doing like an attractiveness thing.
Probably not.
Charlie Day is not very attractive.
No, hard pass on that. I don't want that.
I don't think so.
I don't like that one bit. I kept the same pictures, so here we are in hot takes number 2.
All right, that's another hot take.
Last time I segued into mine with 2 that were mediocre. This time, the only downside to this take is that I've already said it to both Dave and Sean, so they're not going to be reacting like it's anything noteworthy. So that's unfortunate, but it's the rule I've put on myself here, because I still want to talk about it on the show, and that is, I have a hot take. I think the opening of booster shots for COVID 3 days before Thanksgiving was borderline negligent by the CDC and Anthony Fauci. Now, it's not exactly hard to find anti-Fauci takes out there in the world. Some people have been against him for months and months, even when he was serving underneath Trump, even though he predates Trump, even though he goes back multiple administrations in this capacity. It still has become insanely political, just like everything else with the pandemic. However, the biggest issue I have is that not only because it touched me on a personal level, but because in general, it's like, what was the point of doing that 3 days before one of the biggest get-together holidays of the year? What was the fucking point? It had been almost 7 weeks since they opened it up to a certain subset of individuals, including people in high-risk working and living situations, people with other comorbidities or other potential illnesses, and that was fine. Obviously, they wanted to gauge interest and keep enough doses available for everybody. But as those weeks crept by and we got closer to Thanksgiving, more and more people started asking me, what's going on with this? What's the guidance? In Arizona, it didn't matter as much because nobody gives a fuck about COVID in the state, and so there's plenty of vaccines available for your third shot if you choose to do so. However, in some states, they were not allowing people to get the booster if they didn't fall into those categories, which meant that we went into the holiday, one of the most dangerous times of the year and one in which we saw a massive spike last year, without protection for people who really wanted to buy in and get it. Because it wouldn't have changed anything for the people who don't care about boosters. They weren't going to get them anyways, regardless of whether or not they were approved. So it has no effect on that group. And if you don't want boosters, don't get them. I think you should, but it's your choice. Whatever. It doesn't. This conversation doesn't affect you. Just go sit the fuck over there for 10 minutes. But for the people who do buy into the science and did want to get a vaccine a third time to make themselves safe, they were left out to dry.
I'm surprised that there's anywhere that I just assumed it's like a free-for-all now with the booster, because like so many people are like, I don't want to get it. It makes me nervous. And I just thought it was easy for everybody to get. So I'm surprised to hear that that's not even the case.
So anecdotally, it was super easy to get. I still have my Band-Aid on from
and mine's tomorrow.
I scheduled an appointment on Monday and got it on Tuesday. Like
Dave, I have to say, Dave, anytime. So I'm always going to Dave for advice. It tickles me pink that Dave came to me for advice for once and asked me like how it went when I did it. Unfortunately, my example was I did it the day before a Spartan race. So that was a disaster. I literally am running. I hurt all over, and I'm like, I don't know what is the race or what is the shot. What's a fever? I don't. So it was. I didn't give the best advice, but I'm glad that you came to me, Dave. I was honored to receive your question.
Yay. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
This is your proudest day.
Yeah. I don't know. I take it back. I scheduled on Sunday and I had it on Monday, so I got my days wrong. But I'm 24 hours past. I have no ill effects. I feel fine. So far, +1 for booster.
Did you switch it up and get the opposite of the one you got originally, or did you get the same for the third?
Same one.
I did. I switched it to Moderna because I wanted Moderna originally. I was supposed to have Moderna, and then fate intervened and gave me Pfizer. It set the world, I hopped world lines, I felt like, when I went to the Pfizer. So this is an opportunity to go back to the original timeline. And I definitely did. And maybe that's why, though. Maybe that's why I felt weird with Moderna. I felt terrible the next day. Again, I was in the race. I went home, though. I was actually at Doug's house. I went home. I slept in Doug's bed. Not his bed. It's the bed he made for me. And I showered in his shower, which was really nice. And then I felt better. So that's just the story. One good nap, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and then I was over it. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Going back to Chris's original point, while my children scream in the background, you're right. Like, if they could have just said like, hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. This has a 2-week time frame for when, generally people want to start, when it's fully taken on, or whatever the word is for it that I'm not thinking of. Like, it would have made sense to see this around mid-October or so. Be like, hey, you should probably schedule your vaccine booster in the next couple of weeks if you're planning on meeting for Thanksgiving. If you don't want to, that's up to you. But I mean, anecdotally, again, I'll just share my story. Basically, my entire house caught COVID, despite the fact that I'm vaccinated. My wife is vaccinated. I didn't catch it, strangely enough, so I don't think it came from Thanksgiving, meeting together for Thanksgiving. We had a small get together, but it was very odd to me that vaccinated, and my wife fully vaccinated, got it. My kids got it, and I didn't. And I don't know if maybe I got the vaccine a little bit later than Courtney did, and that's why. I don't know, but it seems that the timing of, hey, they said about 6 months, it might make some sense to, get your booster if you got your shot 6 months ago. Help protect yourself. I don't know.
I mean, I think it helps with breakthrough cases, and the temptation for people who have gotten it with the vaccine is to say, well, then why did I get the vaccine, despite the overwhelming evidence that it reduces the rate at which you die. That's one of the most inarguable points in this entire pandemic, is the rate of unvaccinated people dying versus the rate of vaccinated people dying. However, I do think there's something to be said for still protecting others around you, because I have a case in my family, and she got it, and he slept in the same room as she did for days. Both vaccinated, he didn't get it. Like, it wasn't like they didn't, I mean, I don't know if they did anything differently as far as what they did in the house. She didn't go out and do anything, but like, it was the same idea, didn't get it. So it's kind of like you, where you almost think to yourself, like, everybody else has it. How do I fade this? How do I not get it in this situation, even if I am careful and I keep my distance? Like, it's in the house. Like,
That's right.
It helps, but to a certain extent, you almost think it's inevitable. Like I thought, especially early in the pandemic, I was like, I don't want to get it because I don't want to give it to everybody else in the house. And I was thinking, like, if Sean or Maisie got it, like, what the hell is the other person going to do? You know, are they just not going to see each other for 2 weeks? Because, like, what the hell? But if they're sick, like, who's going to take care of them? It's a whole complicated situation. There's no easy answers to this. And obviously, our podcast has always thrived in that realm. But this is one in particular that was a head scratcher to me because I'm like, even if it was a week before, the previous Monday in November, it wouldn't maybe have taken full effect, but in theory, you're supposed to have about 80% of the efficacy by that point. It would have helped. It wouldn't have been nothing, but instead we got nothing.
And it's too bad too, because I mean, you're right, Chris, about the fact that people, vaccinated people aren't dying, but you still can have symptoms. I feel really bad for Courtney. She can't taste. It's gone. I don't know when it's coming back, but she can't taste
gone forever
whatsoever.
From what I've heard.
Well, don't let her hear that because it is a mind fuck right now.
It could be days, it could be months. There's very few cases, especially in vaccinated people, of it not coming back eventually. But the time frame is really sporadic, and it's not clear why.
I wonder if that would affect. I do really feel bad, but I know it's going to come back. So if it maybe wasn't, I wouldn't make this joke. I was wondering though, would having no taste, would that solve cravings? Or do you think your body still wants carbs even though you can't taste the carbs?
So from what she's told me, she just eating as a chore right now.
Yeah.
You have to remind yourself to eat.
That's kind of sounds cool in a way and awful in so many other ways.
It opens the door to be like, I'm just going to eat kale or whatever the hell, healthy stuff because you're not going to taste it anyways, but that's still no way to live.
No.
It's turned into, well, and especially in my situation where I am the one who goes and, works outside the house and she works inside the house and generally she cooks. That's really difficult in the sense of she's like, well, I'm going to cook and here, I'm going to taste this, make sure it's salted properly and I can't taste. So fuck it all.
Yeah. And it's got an entire pound of salt in it and nobody knows. And you're like, oh.
It's nice of you to let her in the house though. Cause really either way it worked out for us, Maisie would not be allowed in the house. If I got it, she would be kicked out. If she got it, she's certainly not allowed in anymore. So we've been lucky so far.
Where would me and her and the kids have gone?
No, I'm just saying you're nicer. That's nice of you.
Oh, no, this is a no choice thing.
Oh, I mean, Dave, here's what you do. This is advice for your marriage. Draw the line and just say, here's the wall. I don't care what you choose to do from here. That's your decision, but I've made my decision.
Here's what's happened. I'll go on a ride with me, people.
Wow. We should do this more often.
See this air mattress on the ground?
Yeah,
that's where I've been sleeping the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the wrong way to go about it. You gotta be like, look, this is you have COVID, you can't be here. Neither can the kids, because the kids have COVID too.
Mm-hmm.
You guys gotta just go figure it out. I don't know. It's a hotel. Hotels are easy.
Look, it's been 9 days or 7 days now. It's been a full week, and I still don't have it. I just tested yesterday, so I've avoided it. I do have a vaccine, and now I'm boosted. So there you go.
I was glad I was boosted, and then and I still am. But then they're like, "Oh, this Omicron one, it sucks." And I'm like, "But I'm boosted." They're like, "Yes, but it maybe doesn't affect it." And I'm like, "Oh,
it does."
Man, that's too bad.
And also, I read, as most viruses do. Now, this is preliminary stuff. Who knows what's going to change? But it is possibly more contagious, but less severe, which is what viruses tend to do.
Which is what we need to get out of this
at
this point, because we're not going to reach herd immunity. So we just need to distill this down to something that's more manageable and more like the flu. Actually, not the thing that's been accused of being like the flu for the last 18 months. So that we can finally turn the page on this, because Lord knows there's plenty of fatigue from all sorts of walks of life about this virus. We could talk about this for an entire episode's worth, but it's not really what the podcast is designed for. It's meant to be an escape from this bullshit, but it was too much of a hot take not to bring up.
Well, I was going to say, I want to rate the hot take, and I don't know, because in the Republican radio that I hate, that I listen to, you're right in line with, they wanted Fauci imprisoned a year ago. Yeah. So this is the freezing cold take, according to them.
But for the people that wanted to nominate him as Man of the Year last year, it's going to be devastating to them.
Fauci fans are going to be very upset.
The divide on that is just too wide. It's somewhere in the middle, obviously, but it's just too wide.
So, if you're watching on YouTube, which as always is the preferred way to go about this, you may have been curious about the question marks on the right-hand side in the planner. It did something I just slipped my mind on. I mean, I did have that screw up a few weeks ago because, sometimes work is busy. I can click through on it and we can just see where it goes. And, oh, God, it's nothing. There's no picture. There's nothing. Oh, Jesus.
It's okay. It's not an accident.
It's okay. It might be by
checked.
design. It's unclear, though. So let's just make that go away, shall we? In fact, we got to do a couple things here that I couldn't do in advance because I didn't have Dave on Skype, for example. But I'm going to click over here, and now Dave's floating in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, this is cool.
And I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to click into this, and we're going to fix that in a second. But first, I got to get Dave back into the frame, so I got to pull him out.
Dave, I can see your butt chin again.
Oh, well, I did trim the beard today.
You did. Yeah. Do you often get people who compliment you and say, Dave, I noticed the butt on your face?
In fact, actually, it is one of the things I have been historically most sensitive about. My looks is I hate that thing. It's a reason I grew the beard in the first place.
Oh, but it's cool. What do you mean you're self-conscious? It's like everybody wants one of those.
I don't know anyone that does.
Look at my face. It's just a pointy. All I have is it's like a razor sharp.
I guess it's one of those things that if you don't have it, you want it, and if you have it, you don't want it.
Maybe we can trade.
Trade face. This is like John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, isn't it? Face Off.
Which is getting a sequel, I guess. They
Really?
didn't mind the idea enough in the first movie, so we're getting another one.
This ridiculous premise as it was.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, really, there's so much more they can go in on it.
I like the idea of that too. Like, I'm going to cut your face off and put it on the other person. Now, let's go down this hypothetical, Sean. How does this work? We switch faces. Like, we obviously just stay in our own houses, right? Like,
no, we switch bodies, just like John Travolta and Nick Cage.
Well,
although,
okay.
Yeah, that movie gets kind of weird because like they're married. I'll be curious to see what they do in 2023 or when that movie comes out.
So like this gets to a weird point, like like Maisie and Courtney, like how do they discern this? I don't know if I like this too much. Like,
I don't know. We don't act the same. Or do we? Of course, we're just vamping. So anytime you're ready, we can.
Hey, people in chat, is Dave echoing? Let me know. So, what do you say we'll have to do this first, and I have to mute this, and then it'll close after like 5 seconds. Oh, God! It'll close in 5 seconds, and then we'll see what we're actually doing.
This family's having a snowball fight inside.
That is wonderful.
It only lasted 3 seconds. It's the worst commercial I've ever seen.
It's not great, especially when we skip over 5/6 of it. Hey, what do you say we play the feud?
Oh, my God.
What's this?
It is Family Feud.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, how do you play with 3 people on Skype?
Well, we're all going to be on the same team for this one. Now, I thought about trying to homebrew this, but we're going to be playing against a computer person and trying to win.
Okay.
So this is great. We can unite instead of being split, like, sometimes we end up being.
All right,
We're
this is
still
good.
Gonna fight. We're absolutely going to fight.
Dave, would you like to know some trivia? I am really good at these games most of the time. Anytime we play like question whatever, the survey one with the eagle on Jackbox, whatever, doesn't matter. Let's play.
Espionage.
Yeah.
So a couple guidelines going into this one. I'll have to explain them during because I'm going to be reading a couple things so that people who are on the audio side can still participate. If you're in the chat, you can supply answers as well. This is a unified effort against the AI because fuck computers. So it's a group participation thing. You can chime in as well. I've got the chat up in a different spot because I can't have it in the usual one, but we can see you. Dave has his own means. So you can play along as well. The goal here is to beat the AI and then advance to fast money. There's just a single, a double, and a triple point round. You can clear the board and then stop them from getting any more points. That's an easy way to dunk on them. You get up to 3 strikes. You can actually answer after you get 3 strikes, but you lose 5 points for every wrong answer from that point. So it's a little weird, and it's all timed. So
I want to beat the AI to death.
You'll see how it goes.
Do we have a host that gets shocked when we give sexually suggestive answers?
Yeah, Chris is the host.
Perfect.
Hold on, I lost the sound. It's
my God.
also so loud. I don't think it's loud on stream or to Dave, but it's loud to me.
It's very loud to me.
All right. Yeah, I can't fix that right now. All right, name something a plane can't fly without.
I mean, wings is going to be like number 1.
Propeller.
Okay. Engine. Not propeller. Who's going to say propeller, you idiot?
I put it in there for him.
Engine. Yeah, thank you, stupid Dave.
Here, I'm going to put in an answer for us.
Tail.
Pilot.
No,
Fuck.
the pilot is gonna be. I would
You
say.
can fly without him. It's all autopilot.
What do you
Fuel.
Fuel's probably a good one.
Gas, fuel's probably fine. Like jet fuel.
Yeah. What about the tail thing? What's that called?
Tail. Like
I
think it's called tail.
Oh yeah, tail spin.
I would say like
10 seconds.
some would say like wheels. Some would have like the wheels, like the landing gear. I don't know if they say landing gear. Wheels is probably tough. That was tough.
We'll
But
let it
we
go.
went
Only 2
Dave's
seconds
stupid
left.
One when we still had a good board.
We're winning by 5 points. It's 84-79. Rudder was number 5.
Hey, that's what. Oh my god.
And tail was number 4.
They managed to combine the one thing they were trying to do, rudder and tail. That was it. I hate this AI, but we're winning. It's okay.
We're up by
Rudder.
5.
All right.
Is a tail basically like? All right.
Remember, you can fly without a pilot, but you can't fly without a tail.
Yeah, Dave over here, the fucking propeller like we're in World War II. Come on, man. What do you want to get like the cycling thing? Pedals. No.
Just go to the damn next round.
I'm ready for
All
the
right.
next
This
round.
was nice because we had the time to kind of talk in between. We
We
had the top 3 answers. We missed 4 and 5. That's fine.
inside the jet engine is essentially a propeller, so it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's most people off the street are going to think about that the same way too.
See, that's my problem with Family Feud.
And I think that's why I'm so good at it. Is like I am the idiot who's just on the street that's like, I don't know, and that's why you say stupid stuff sometimes because you're just trying to put yourself in the mind of the audio of the people.
We surveyed
The
100
surveyors.
dumbasses.
Yeah.
And here's the top 5 responses on the board. All right, next round. The music's catchy. It always has been. Double the points. Top
Ooh.
4 answers on the board. Name a household chore that is literally a 4-letter word.
Dust.
Okay, that was
Number
a good
1
one.
answer.
That was a good one.
Wash.
What?
Too vague.
Wash? No, that's good. Wash dishes, wash laundry.
Okay. So there's the top 2 answers. That's 77 of the 100 already.
Oh God.
Mop.
Doug said dish. Dish could.
With a question mark. He's got conviction in it.
Yeah.
Wipe.
Wipe. Wipe is a pretty good one.
Maybe.
You
We
gotta
might
wipe.
as well because we got 3 strikes to play with.
Ooh, cook.
You gotta wipe it
Doug with the
down.
save. Cook.
Cook. That's not a chore.
For some people, it is. It's as good as we got. We got 15 seconds. We might as well take a chance. Okay.
All right, okay. All right.
And
That's
now
a
that's the number
soapy
3.
one.
That leaves us with no more than 8 points for the last one.
Cook and bake.
Oh, bake. Oh.
Oh, we got it in.
We did get it in.
Yeah.
Iron. Of course.
Iron was number
Who
4.
irons these days?
I know.
Who has the time?
I just like hang up anything that needs to be ironed anymore, so I don't have to iron. So like long
Yeah.
sleeve
The
shirts,
dry cleaner.
all on hangers. Oh yeah, of course Dave has the dry cleaner, the fucking rich guy.
I have to wear suits to work. Like, what else do you want me to do?
Not iron. Is it what?
I don't.
You can take it to the dry cleaners, just don't tell us that you do.
Dave, think about all the time you would save if you didn't iron your clothes like a lunatic.
I don't iron my clothes.
Who does? Courtney irons your clothes?
The dry cleaners do.
That's well. I give up. I give up.
Van for a little bit longer.
Oh, I can't give up. Yeah, no. So my mom irons everything.
Okay.
And like the laundry, she spends more time ironing than doing like 6 loads of laundry. I don't understand. It's not worth it, Mom. It's diminishing returns.
I will say the only thing I will have ironed is my like undershirt, my button-up shirt for my suit, because sometimes that does look nice when it's ironed properly. But that's about it.
But it's
Like,
under your shirt. Why are you ironing it?
No, not the undershirt, my button-up shirt
Oh, that's. I mean,
that I wear with the tie.
that's okay.
Who irons their undershirts? Serial killers. All right, round 3. Triple the points.
my underwear.
We have the lead, but not by much, so we can still screw it up and miss fast money.
It was like triple money.
Triple the points. Top 4 answers on the board. Name something neighbors swap with each other.
Wives. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Tools probably. Yeah.
All right, so they're all 4 decent answers. That was number 4 with 13.
I want to say like sugar. That's because that's like the classic like food.
Yeah,
food
Just maybe
I
see
was
if food
saying
catches it
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Okay, there
That's
you go.
number 1.
That's probably it then.
Food, tools,
I was gonna say like stories, but
I was gonna say tips, stories, tips.
advice.
yeah, Yeah, advice is good.
How do we phrase it though?
And
What am I
I would
finding
I
word-wise?
would say tips. Tips is my thing.
Tips.
Fuck.
They touch tips.
Ingredients.
food
But
tools.
to me, that's like food, though. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Stories and bikes. I don't know. Cars.
Bikes?
Cars.
Cars.
Stories.
Kids.
All right, I had to get something in under the deadline. So far, it looks like she didn't do any
Oh,
better,
come
though.
on, gossip talk. This is what we said.
We were on the right track. We just didn't know how to word it.
They swap
See,
talk.
If that was the live show, I think they would have accepted it.
Yeah.
They have certain answers they'll take in these programmed in, but there's no judges to make a judgment call. It's going to keep playing the music over us while we talk. All right. Fast money's tough because we only get
That was
one
tough.
shot at it, not two. But we got to get to 100. They have a living
That
thing
was
that hops.
Rabbit. Or bunny, but yeah.
And something that people roast.
Beef?
Meat? Is meat too generic?
Beef. Yeah.
Beef? Beef is good because it's got
Yeah.
a connection. Name an animal head a cat might hang on the wall of his cat cave.
A mouse.
Rat.
Oh, yeah, they would actually hunt a mouse. I like that, yeah. Tell me a kind of shoe you would never wear to a formal wedding.
Flip flop.
Yeah, that's good. Flip flop. Or sandal, maybe.
Sandal,
but that's-
yeah. Name a reason why a person might hold their breath.
Swimming.
Yeah, or
We have
underwater.
time, so
Swimming, underwater.
Swimming
Or
should
bad
get it.
smell. Something smells bad.
yeah, I think swimming's
That's
good,
part
though.
of it tight, though.
That's the main
Swimming.
one.
Dave is leaning in to kiss us.
Anticipation.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how we did. Rabbit, a number one answer, 48. Beef, a number one answer, 79. So we've already got our goal. Mouse, a number one answer, 73. Flip-flop, not the number one answer, sneakers,
Sneakers.
17. And swimming, a number one answer,
Well,
62. We got
okay.
279 points.
So we just
So now we
curb
get
stomp the AI.
now we get to dance on the stage.
Wow.
So do we get the 20 grand?
Yes.
Do they actually pay?
Where does it come from?
Unfortunately,
Where's my check?
Steve Harvey breaks our kneecaps when we try and collect it. But in theory, we did win $20,000. Yes.
A new high score, according to who? Like,
Exactly.
okay.
I'm curious what the hell that thing was. That little advertisement thing. It looks like some sort of laser. I don't know. It's gone now.
It's disturbing. We'll do one more. First, we have another ad to skip, which is tough because I have to do it right after the ad starts. There we go.
This is a new level of just interactiveness on the show.
Yeah,
Come play.
I thought
We're
it'd be
playing
interesting.
Borderlands. Look at this. I have 2 guns. I'm going through a portal. This is a...
I can't
This-
skip this one.
It's not Halo? No, it's not. Is it Halo?
No.
Destiny 2. Come play Destiny 2. We got portals. You get MMO with your friends.
It's called Splitgate, and it looks shockingly like a Portal and Halo ripoff.
It looks like they just had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey.
And
Free for
remember,
everybody.
it's not ripoffs; it's derivatives.
It's free to play. Come play Splitgate.
All right. Now, the one downside is it's hard for chat to do fast money because we have to go quick. Even with the lowered latency, there's still a few seconds we probably don't have time for. But the regular rounds, that worked fine.
Mhm.
I'm clicking on the monitor thing, and that's wrong. That's not the right thing to click on. Hold on, let me fix this. Get off of there. Great. Click over here. Yes.
Maybe it's Adeline again. Back from more. Oh, God.
Oh man.
Bailey.
Is
You.
Bailey not you?
Bailey.you.
I might be able to fix the audio thing the next time we do this. Together. So, all right. Name something about babies that makes you think twice about becoming a parent.
Diapers. Also, they're awful, but they probably won't accept that.
Number one answer.
Loud.
Noise.
Crying.
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 Yeah.
Crying sounds good.
Oh, come on.
Number 6 with just 3 people.
So could it be noise? Yeah, maybe. See,
I was
now
gonna say like cost.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, no,
Expense,
I spent,
number
okay,
2.
Thank you for that. Bailey sucks over there.
Feeding.
Screaming. I actually think screaming might be it. It could be too close to.
It is too close.
Too close.
Oh,
but luckily it
too-
doesn't cost us a strike.
Okay.
Feeding. Because feeding them sucks.
Yeah.
Like lack of sleep.
Yep.
Oh yeah. What? Come on.
I would tired isn't an answer because that would suck.
I'd say like can't travel. That's not gonna be a thing.
Staying home.
Fuck. Couldn't type it in time. Cranky, which is not a thing.
Oh,
Childbirth.
the actual
the
childbirth.
birth itself.
I should have thought
and
about that.
college tuition, which I would have thought was part of cost.
Yeah.
But we got the bulk of the points there. We are
Ooh,
losing by
look at
3 though.
Bailey.
I don't know. I guess Bailey.U there, has had about 15 kids with how old she is.
Wow,
so,
that's surprisingly judgmental, but I'm good with it. That's the nice
She's
thing
an
too,
AI.
is that these all just present potential topics to talk about if we want to. We don't have to, but if it's like, oh, that was a stupid answer, or like, I have a story that goes along with this. It's all synergistic.
I don't know. It's kids. They're stupid and hard to raise, but they're also awesome at the same time when they're yours. So I don't know.
Fucking asshole this Bailey is. I
I
swear
don't know
to
why
God.
it's Bailey.U, but we'll figure that out in post.
This is
Loss
what
of
the
freedom.
AI wants.
Yeah,
This
that's what
is-
we're trying to get out
Look at
there.
the way
But...
she looks at
Skynet.
you.
All right, round 2. Points are doubled.
Yeah, Dave, I don't want to hear the
We serve it 100
rewarding stuff.
people.
I just want to hear the kids suck. Everyone's favorite song. Name it.
That's what the last thing was about.
Everyone has a favorite song. Name something else everyone has a favorite one of.
Number,
Food.
color. Oh, come on, man.
Food.
Yeah, food's probably number one.
Food's
No,
good.
third.
Color, though.
Color.
Everybody has a favorite color.
I don't, but whatever.
Okay. So
What
that's
about
number one.
What about a movie?
Yeah,
Song.
movies.
Yes, it says song, so movie,
Movie.
yeah. Movie's number 2. So we have the big stuff out of
Food.
here.
Food. Everybody has a favorite food.
We have
We
food on
already
the board already.
Oh. That's
Here,
all.
I'll do it
That's already.
just to show you.
Yay.
So we have the bulk of the points gone. That's 85 with 2 answers left.
Favorite book.
Yeah, but that's
Sure.
a good one.
Okay. Number 5 leaves us number 4.
Video game.
That's not
They didn't
TV
survey
show?
those people.
TV show?
I like TV show. Already guessed
Oh.
it.
If
Chid.
it's video game, I'm gonna be mad at you.
Outfit /
Ah.
shoes.
Yeah, if
I
you were
forgot.
like in the 90s, nobody
Oof.
has favorite shoes anymore.
I forgot we have to say it aloud just like they do in the show. Everybody goes, oh, but we can't really sync that up, so it's fine. But I'll do it. We also destroyed her that round.
Yes, we did.
It's not impossible to lose this because triple points, but it does give us a nice cushion as we go to round 3.
Jaguar did say loss of freedom. He agreed with me on the.
It was a
the-
good
the
answer.
baby one.
Wasn't
yeah,
on the
I mean,
board.
just look at Dave.
Top 5 answers on the board. Name a place you'd hate to be when you receive a call from your cell phone.
Bathroom.
Funeral.
I think it means on your cell phone, right? And not your cell phone calling you out of nowhere. Where's Richard Dawson? He's dead. Name a
He's
place you'd hate to
kissing
be
you
when
on
you
the
receive a call
lips,
from your
Jack
cell
Rock.
phone.
Funeral's not bad.
I mean, it's funny, but oh, come on.
Class, like classroom.
Yeah, class. That's good. Church.
Church is good.
I'm going to do it because it's locked in.
Yeah,
Church
for
is
those
number
pe-
2.
yeah, classroom is
Or
good.
school. Let's do school.
Yeah. Wow.
I think that would cover classroom. 2
Uh,
strikes. 3 answers left. The bottom 3. Toilet. I think that's going to be included in bathroom.
Your neighbor's wife's house. Wait, no, that was a different thing.
Yeah, exactly. Banging.
Jail.
I
I don't.
got nothing.
Like asleep. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
We're running out of
that's
time.
kinda what I was
don't-
thinking.
Yeah. Work. Movie theater's a good one.
movie.
And car driving.
No, I
Movie's
love
a good
getting calls
one.
actually when I'm in the car, but yeah.
I don't know.
it's-
Now with Bluetooth, it's not so bad. It's like
The
oh, no, I gotta
movie,
call my
that's
car.
it's a testament. I don't go to the movies as much anymore.
It's tough to talk about the round 3 one because the hype music is playing the whole time. It's fine. All right, fast money. Get 100 points. I thought it was 200, so it was really hard, but now it's not. 100's not that bad. We asked 100 married women. Give me a word used to describe a pillow that also describes your husband's body.
I mean, soft.
Soft.
I would have thought frumpy, but no, soft is
What the
definitely.
hell is this question?
Pillowy.
Soft is
That's
noble.
fine. Soft is fine.
Name something a person might leave in their pocket that goes through the laundry.
Money.
Coins. Yeah, I mean money.
Money's generic, I
that's
think.
fine.
Name a way you can tell someone just ate something they didn't like.
They vomit all over your favorite sweater.
They
They
spit
make a
it
weird
out.
face.
Vomit, spit it
Yeah,
out.
spit. I think. Not. Yeah, I mean vomit is probably there, but
Name something that would ruin a day at the beach.
Rain.
Cloudy. Fog. Yeah. Rain.
Try rain.
yeah, right.
Name a specific word that describes both a person's and a chicken's thighs.
THICC. Dick.
I would have said meaty.
I like meaty,
Meaty. Yeah.
bony.
Dang,
Yeah.
Dave, you looking meaty.
All right. Asked 100 married women. Pillow, husband's body, soft, number 1 answer. Money in the laundry, number 1 answer, 64. Spit it out, 4. Scrunched
Look-
up face was what I was thinking.
That's
Yeah.
what I said.
Rain, 79, number 1 answer. Meaty, 25. Fat, I guess,
Well,
is
that's
mean, but
rude.
fitting number one. Still, 211 points. That's the $20,000. We exceeded our goal and then some.
Wow, this is easy. We should go on the real one.
I thank you, Doug, for getting the thick. I don't know if you said that before or after me because of our delay on our side, but if you said thick before I said it, you heard me say it, great job.
Here's the problem of going on the show. I have to sit there and clap for every dumbass answer that like Dave throws out or somebody else. When Dave's like propeller, I have to be like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
It could
no,
be.
I would be like, are you kidding me?
It could be up there.
Modern planes, Dave.
I know that people, like the producers, will tell you to be like, you got to be supportive. You got to be. We want energy. We want positivity on the show. But if Sean said some stupid ass answer, I'd like vomit. I'd be like, God,
no.
Yeah, you know,
it's ruining this.
If Steve Harvey gets to make a career out of acting incredulous when people say dumb things, I'm not going to be sitting there going, good answer while he does it.
Yeah, two things.
True.
I wouldn't say good answer, and I wouldn't cheer for the other team. Everyone's like, yeah, good job, guys. I'd be like, no, screw you. Your family sucks. My family's better. I wonder if Steve Harvey can just like kick you off though, if he has like executive.
I think he has carte blanche. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what's funny. I mean, Family Feud has been around for 50 years at this point now, probably, right? About 40 at least.
40 at least. It's the 80s for sure.
So I mean, there have been iteration after iteration of this. It is sad to me that such a simplistic thing that is entertaining has turned into how can we make Steve Harvey make a weird face? Because the questions are so leading nowadays. Like, what else are they going to do except answer with something suggestive? And he looks shocked every time.
Yeah, and then either way, it's up there and he gets to look shocked a second time, or it's not, and we all laugh at the idiot who said it.
It's dumb. Like
it's
I
not too far.
Like this style.
It's like the macaroni and cheese of game shows. It's like it's so just like vanilla. Like it doesn't matter who wins or loses. I don't like it anymore.
It's pepperoni pizza. You know what it'll do? Everyone likes it.
No.
It's fine.
No.
Pepperoni pizza's good.
It's cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza, yes.
Cheese pizza's fine.
Fair.
If you like cheese pizza, you're a psychopath. Next week on my hot take. Next time we do hot takes, cheese pizza. I'm going to go off on cheese pizza.
Just tell me if children are exempt on this. Because they're kids. They don't know better.
No, I mean, get started early.
Yeah, but if you're but they're not the ones choosing. So if you're an adult who gives your kids cheese pizza, that's a problem. If you're a kid who eats cheese pizza, then no one's going to judge you. You're 4.
Yeah, and then you get the mom who's like, can we get an extra small pizza for the kids? It's like, you're getting them their own pizza? No, you force them to eat what the adults eat. God.
It's true. I don't do that. I will never cook another meal for my child. I'm like, well, you don't like what we cooked? I guess you're going hungry.
Yeah, or like we're at a Mexican food place. Like, do you have hamburgers? Like, no, we have Mexican food.
No,
we don't have cheeseburgers. We don't have French fries.
But they do usually, which is sad because that means they've had enough people complain about not wanting to have their kids eat Mexican food that they added those to the menu reluctantly.
Not at my Mexican restaurant. When I open one, only Mexican food.
I did actually one time. I don't know why. Wanted to be like, you know what? Let's find out if these Mexican hamburgers are any good because like they're at the restaurant. Are they any good? It was actually a very tasty burger. I've done it once in my life.
No.
Just once. Every other time I get Mexican food, I eat Mexican food.
Because just now you're reinforcing bad behavior. And you're a father. You should know better. This
was way before I had kids.
That only excuses it a little bit. Because you've always been a dad. You know what I mean? Like you became officially a dad at some point, but you've always been a dad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I've made dad jokes since I was 20. Come on.
Yeah. I mean.
Also, you got that girl pregnant when you were 9. So you've always been a dad.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. We've been meaning to talk about that. I have a hot take. Dave should not be getting girls pregnant at the age of 9.
Also, your previous girlfriend was homicidal. Classic dad Dave mistake.
Mm-hmm. Too trusting. And to wrap things up, just to incorporate Somo's comment at the end there, suggestiveness, to an extent, but like to me, it's more like Family Feud just taking something that went viral and running into the ground, because plenty of other game shows did it well, like Match Game, where the questions were meant to do that, and they had responses from celebrities who were funny and not making fun of people for being idiots. So it's,
Yeah, well, then half the time in the 60s, they're like, hey, baby, looking good in that outfit.
Hey, Toots, and you give him a kiss, and you slap him on the ass, and you're like, whoa, this was only 50 years ago. I mean, it's not like a lifetime ago.
There was like, what was the one? It was like a Hispanic woman, and they were like, oh, like, how'd you get in the country?
Yeah.
She's like,
Bob Barker in the 80s was on something. Let me tell you, he was on another level.
I was born in California?
I don't think you could just have a male host kiss all the women. I guess if the male host wanted to kiss everyone, that could be a thing that's a little bit better, but still, maybe just don't touch people.
It is jarring to watch Richard Dawson, like every single woman, give him a kiss on the lips. It's just like, that's wow.
It's expected. And again, like early Price is Right. They had that on a station. Then we go down to Phoenix on vacation, and you're just like, man, oh man, this was the early '80s. So again, almost 40 years ago, and you're like, this feels like a lifetime ago. And maybe it is. I mean, it's 2 generations now, but you're like, man, we are not that far removed from then.
Yeah, Bob Barker being like, wow, your English is really good. It's like, well, I hope so. I was born in Arizona. The English is my first language.
Uh-huh.
And then he repeats it like 3 times, like he forgets. He's senile already. It's terrible.
Besides, all the game shows from the 80s are just coming back on ABC now anyway, so there's no point.
Yeah, it's true.
Cody is here. Sean, go get Cody. I'll outro.
Cody's here?
Yeah, the doorbell rang.
I'll say one last thing before you outro, because I just want to say it. Like, the cool part about the suggestiveness of the 60s and 70s was that it was subtle. Now it's just beat you over the face with it, and I don't like it.
And it was funny when it first happened on the Family Feud with Steve Harvey. Like, it was
every once in a while.
Yeah, those fleeting moments, you were like, haha, that's pretty good. That's the thing he did. He's dead-faced inside. Now he does it every episode. And Barker's Beauties, those also probably don't fly anymore because Drew Carey's just replaced them all with random people.
Yeah, they're Drew's duds.
Good for him, though.
I don't know.
Drew Carey's been hosting that for like 15 years now.
It's insane. It's pushing 15 years. And actually, it was really weird watching during the pandemic because it was no crowd, spaced out, everything, no handshakes. Like, when you got it right and you got the $500 for getting your bid exactly right, he'd be like, here's your $500. I'll give it to you later.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the pocket it goes.
And now Cody is here live on the show. There he is in frame in camera 3.
Yeah.
And now camera 2. There's no camera 1 enabled. So, that's the end of the episode. We did a full hour. Maybe more Family Feud to come. Maybe more other stuff. It was an experiment I wanted to try.
I missed playing Family Feud?
Yeah, we
you
just
did.
played Family Feud. You missed it.
Live on air.
We curb stomped the AI.
But chat says hi, so you're already
Oh
covered.
my God.
You've already been
they're saying
welcomed
hi to
into
you,
the fold.
Cody.
So that's the end of the episode. We will see you next week. After that, it's a little bit unclear. One of those 2 weeks is going to be an off week for Christmas. I don't know which yet. We'll let you know next week what we're looking at.
Surprise,
So,
I'm going to do your show by myself.
Why aren't you on the show more? The fans are like, why are these 3 guys here? We just want Cody.
His voice is different, so you stand out. You can't see him, though. I could put him on the screen, and then I'd be putting him over Dave or something, right? No, it's underneath Sean.
No,
so
can't do it.
I'm not fixing the layer. It's fine. Wait, hold on.
Now
Hold
we have
on.
the whole crew.
Hold on. There he is.
definitely
Now
worth
Sean's
it.
gone.
I was going to introduce him, but like, welcome,
There he
ladies and
goes.
gentlemen, to the
Surprise.
podcast.
Yeah.
We have the whole crew here, but I couldn't say that because Cody.
Placed.
All right, he's
wasn't
gone
here.
again. It's over. We're not talking about
I
it
did
anymore.
you clicking on and off as Sean and I talk, and you just go back and forth.
Yeah,
in
I could do
one
the
window.
whole. I have a whole like board thing I can push buttons on and do that with.
Well, I've derailed the end of your show. You're welcome.
In between episodes, you can find us at our website, objectionnetwork.com or at youtube.com/objectionnetwork for Family Feud during the show. We'll see you next time.